sensitivity on the window. And I understand the reason why they did it, because the number of children that passed away because the window kept going up. But if there's any obstruction, and we get up to the top, there it went. If it's even a bit snug up there, like in the winter, sometimes the where we go? Get up there. Do it again. So you're driving down the street, and if it gets snug up there, it just keeps popping down. The rear door and suicide doors, from what I've been seeing, have had the same issue for a couple of decades now, that sometimes the cabling comes undone and you can't open the back door. Well, it just happened to me the other day. I'll show you a little clip in there, and I also want to give a shout out to the gentleman that made the video for the, I think it was 2014 through 2017 F-150s, showing how to take all that stuff off. It would be nice. This piece right here comes out. If there was a little lever or something that you could snag, that hole is right about here. If you could pull a switch to unlock the bottom and do the same thing up at the top. So if the cabling does come undone, you're still able to get the door open. The sun visors. Come down to there. These are great for not having been changed in, 60, 70 years. Be nice if they came out of the header and you could just pull it down. Same thing with the side. Just pull it down. Because as you're not supposed to do partial like this, it's supposed to go all the way up here, because if you leave it like this and you get into an accident, this is hard enough that it would do some serious damage, if not be lethal, to your head. Spare tire. I have always not liked the placement of the spare tire underneath. If you take a look at this and then compare it to something such as, and dare I say, the Honda Ridgeline, could easily have crawling underneath here. That bolt locking mechanism almost always gets rusted and you're not able to turn it. Yes, they got the key lock in here. Built a doorway up here with the spare tire placement underneath. And in the Ridgeline case, it actually doubles as sort of a cooler type of thing where you can put your food, blah, 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 and it's lockable. Really enjoy this step. But what I don't like is this piece here. As you're stepping off, it pops off constantly. That's not nice. But the step is very, very nice. Wife loves it, which helped me end up getting my truck. The sensors, the keypad, yes, it's nice to have it, but personally, it would be nice if it was like mounted back here. One, it's not constantly in the elements as you're driving. Just my little 2 cents. Put it back here. Something like that. The side steps. I love the side steps, except that they are completely open in the winter to all the stuff coming off of the tire. So these things freeze and you're unable to utilize them. See, it hasn't unfroze yet. But these are pretty sweet. Gotta keep them lubricated. Driver's side rear seat does not come with this little strap to pull the seat forward. You got a little space back there. Be nice if it just had the little strap. That side can be folded down, but this side, you gotta either rig it or purchase a little kit for about 10 or 20 bucks. Placement of these holes. And no, my terminology is not good. I haven't had enough coffee, don't really care. But you only get 4 of them. One on the front, one on the back, on each side. It'd be nice if there was 1 or 2 in between for those awkward shaped items. So when you put in your little hooks, you're able to secure your load nicely. To some amount, it may sound a little bit weird, but I personally think it would be interesting if they mounted a permanent hook or 2 on the back here. So if you're utilizing a tarp to protect your item, it's not just strapped from the side, you actually can protect it from the wind, the rain, and all that stuff as you're driving down the street. There is a tired driver warning. You're driving, and I haven't figured out if there's a minimum speed, but if the vehicle feels that you're weaving, it pops up and shakes the steering wheel, saying pull over with, I think it's a symbol of a cup of coffee. Very annoying. Glove box. pops off too easily from the side over here. As you can see, all I have is some masks, napkins, and all I did was lift it. The hood, love the hood. Glad they went back to separating the hood from the grill. The one thing I don't like is there's some play when you're driving down the street. You'll see it popping like that. Frustration with the seatbelt. Hooked up to the suicide door, so every time a passenger wants to get in and out, the front passenger has to take the seatbelt off. Can't tell you how many times my wife has been almost choked because my kids come up, grab, and try and open real quick. The placement of the manual shifter. It seems great, and probably is for many, but for those of us that grew up with manual transmissions, that's a touchy spot at times. Because as I'm driving down the street, I keep my hand here, and sometimes your finger pushes a button and all of a sudden you're slipping gears. Warning: sonar sensors, radar, blind spot things. Love them and hate them. They are so flippin' sensitive. They will sense a moving something, in some cases over 100 foot away. So I'm pulling out of my driveway and it catches something on a side street and starts yelling at me. These extended mirrors, love to hate them because of how wide they are. In a lot of the older neighborhoods, the streets are narrow and you end up clipping mailboxes. And that light, that turn signal light, is ballpark $150. If you go to the dealer, it's almost $200 to have it installed. Because if you've ever had to change a tire, rear passenger, especially if you have kids or if you're on long trips and have a pseudo navigator, they have no reading lights. I got that main one. I got a couple cheap LED headlights so they can read down here. Headrests. They don't sit vertical. They lean forward. And for some people, sometimes shorter people, that's actually pushing their head forward in the all the way up position. Unlike other cars that have the little lever by the driver, I don't like the lever, but I would not mind if they manufactured it and came from the dealer or whatever with a locking gas cap, since they're removing the inner cap. The radio.
Coach got accept.
I don't like Sirius. I wish there was a way to permanently disable it or remove it. Placement of the rear coat hanger thing. Be sort of nice if it was actually back here, so then passengers could get in and out while that's still able to hold your item. The front tow hooks, love them. The one thing I wish is that they had something like that back here also. The fact that they only have the door, I had to purchase this locking door, makes it really easy for people to steal your gas. Backup cameras, great, as long as they don't get dirty. Then you gotta do the old-fashioned way and use your flipping mirrors. The stock fog lights are extremely weak. The drive shift knob can feel like the volume knob when you're driving down the street, especially at night, and you can accidentally hit it. Or those that don't drive your vehicle that often can do it.